Hey everyone, welcome back to my number sense series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to multiply numbers in the form 9a times 9b. In other words, numbers like 98 and 97, 95 and 99. Now, this video is intended to be a follow-up to my previous video, how to multiply numbers in the form 100 in A and 100 in B. So please go watch that if you haven't watched that already, and then come back and watch this. So to solve problems like these, we're going to use a very similar idea that we do with like 100 in A and 100 in B. With numbers like 102 and 103, how we would do it is we would say it's 100 plus 2 times 100 plus 3, and then we would use FOIL. Here we can do something like that, but instead of 100 plus 2 and 100 plus 3, for example here, it's actually going to be 100 minus 2 times 100 minus 3. So what does that give us then when we FOIL it out? When we FOIL this out, we're going to get 10,000 minus 200 minus 300 plus 6. So then, when we subtract this out, we get 9506. Now, with the 100 in A times 100 in B thing, it was a little bit easier to see where the numbers came from. For example, 102 times 103 would give you 10506. And we would say the 6 comes from 2 times 3, the 5 comes from 2 plus 3, and the 1 comes from, well, the two 1s in front. But here there is no 1, there's still a 5 and there's still a 6, but we're also, a 1 digit short of numbers like these. So how does that work? Well, let's go back to here. The way we get this 95 at the front is from the 10,000 minus 200 minus 300, because this 10,000 is actually 100 100s, right? So we're doing 100 times 100 minus 2 times 100 minus 3 times 100. 100 of something minus 2 of something minus 3 of something is 95 of that thing. So we have 95 100s. And that's why our leading two numbers are 9 and 5. Now, as for the 6, it obviously comes from the negative 2 times negative 3, which is the same as 2 times 3, which is 6. So our last two digits are going to be 0, 6, and our first two digits are going to be 100 minus 2 minus 3. In other words, this 2 is the amount that the first number differs from 100. This 3 is the amount that the second number differs from 100. So we can think of our leading two digits as 100 minus the total amount that they differ by. I'll show you more solidly in this example. So if you saw my how to multiply by 99 video, you might want to use that, but I would actually say that using the 90s trick is easier here. So once again, what we would do is write 95 as 100 minus 5. And we would write 99 as 100 minus 1. Once again, when we FOIL this out, we're going to get 10,000 minus 500 minus 100 plus 5. And what this gives us is 9405. Once again, we have to think about where the numbers come from, not just that we get the answer. Because once we understand why we have this answer, we'll be able to do all of them more efficiently. So the easiest part is 0, 5. 0, 5, again, is going to come from 5 and 1, but it's not like this is this 5 and this 1. This is 100 minus 5. This differs from 100 by 5, and this differs from 100 by 1. So that's where our 5 and 1 come from. So it's 100 minus 5 minus 1, which would be 94, and here it's going to be 5 times 1, which is 0, 5. That's why we have 94 and 05. You can kind of think of the answer as being in two separate parts. So this is going to be a very similar problem, and hopefully you guys remember what 96 and a 2 over here means. It means 96 squared. In other words, it's 96 multiplied by itself. So just 96 times 96. How do we do this? Well, if we look back at here or here, the first thing we need to do is identify by how much each number differs from 100. So when you look at these two numbers, I want you to keep two other numbers in your head, the amount that these two differ by. Well, these two happen to differ by the same amount. It's 4 and 4. So they differ by 4 and they differ by 4. So now, how do we get our first two digits? Our first two digits are 100 minus the first amount minus the second amount. So it's 100 minus 4, which is going to be 92. And now our last two digits are going to be just those two amounts multiplied together, which is going to be 4 times 4, 16. So our answer is 9216. And of course, if you recall what this means, you can essentially skip this step and do the entire thing in your head, which is of course the intention of these tricks I'm teaching. But of course, there's nothing super special about the 90s. It's just that they happen to be close to 100, which makes this trick work well. But it doesn't have to be something in the 90s. It could be something like 89. 89 is also pretty close to 100. So, of course, we're able to use this trick by just foiling it out. So, I will FOIL it out just to show you that it's parallel, but if you understand these, you can probably do this in your head as well. So 89 we're going to write as 100 minus 11, and 93 we're going to write as 100 minus 7. And so now once again, what we're going to have is 100 100s minus 11 100s minus 7 100s plus 77. Minus 11 minus 7 is like minus 18. 100 minus 18 is 82. So we're going to have 8200 plus 77. So our answer is 8277. But of course, there's not really anything special about these numbers. We could have done this in our head using the same logic. And here's how we would do it. We would say 89 differs from 100 by 11. So we keep that number in our head, 11. And 93 differs from 100 by 7. So we keep those two numbers in our head, 11 and 7. We don't have to do this really, if you can keep those numbers in your head. And now we say, okay, what are the first two digits? The first two digits are going to be 100 minus 11 minus 7, which is going to be 100 minus 18. 100 minus 18 is 82. Our next two digits are going to be 11 times 7, which is 77. So 8277. That's how we do that. Now, just like the 100s video, they are sometimes going to try to trick you. They will put these in a kind of disguised form, and what you'll have to do is realize what's going on. You could try to multiply all these numbers out together, like in order 3, 5, 19, 30, and 31, but that would be way too difficult for number sense. So you've got to think that there's a trick here. And the trick here is that it is really problems like this. It is the 90s trick, but it's disguised. It's disguised because we have to multiply them in groups, and then the trick will become apparent. So once again, just like with the 100s thing, we have to just kind of notice what's going on. We have to notice that 5 times 19 is 95. So, and 3 times 31 is 93. So I'll rewrite these just to make it more clear. It's 3 times 31 times 5 times 19. And of course I can do this because the order of multiplication doesn't matter. So now 3 times 31 is going to give me 93. And 5 times 19 is going to give me 95. So now, final problem, see if you can do this in your head as I write it. Try to beat me to it. So here's what I'm going to do. 93 is 100 minus 7. I'll keep that number in my head, 7. 95 is 100 minus 5. So I'll keep those two numbers, 7 and 5. Okay, now what's going to be my leading two digits? It's going to be 100 minus 7 minus 5, which is 88. And my last digit is going to be 7 times 5, which is 35. And so that is my answer, 8835. Just like the 102 times 103, we have 90-something times 90-something, and they all operate on the same idea. The idea being that it's close to 100, so FOIL works nicely. And of course, we have to remember that it isn't just 90-something. It could be any number, really, as long as it plays nice. So that's it. If you understand the 100s thing, you'll understand this. And if you understand this, you should be able to do a lot of the tricks in number sense. Thank you for watching.